Hello everyone, this is Running on Empty Food Review, and hello, afternoon it is, early afternoon, 1:54 p.m., and it's Steak and Shake time, Steak and Shake, where they provide steaks and shakes. Actually, they produce steak burgers, not just steak, so the name is a lie. But the food is pretty good usually. The burgers are always enjoyable. Steak and Shake has become one of my favorite, if not my favorite, fast food place. Usually they provide great quality burgers at an affordable price, but they don't only serve burgers here. Their menu is a little more varied than that. They also have some fine delicacies, such as some chicken fingers. I know people like to call these chicken tenders or tendies or whatever you want to call them, but they specifically call these chicken fingers on the menu, so that's what they are. They're chicken fingers from Steak and Shake. They're actually a chicken's fingers, believe it or not. If you're ever curious, they kind of hide these things under their feathers so you can't really see them that well, but this is what a chicken's fingers actually look like. They cut them off and they fry them and they bread them, and they serve them at Steak and Shake exclusively. And you get 3 per cup here, 3, for around $3.70, so a little bit more than $1 per chicken finger. And of course they're breaded fried. You can have them as is, but you could also have them with a variety of sauces, 2 of which I have here. Buffalo sauce for a little spicy kick, or standard barbecue. So we're just going to try one of these chicken fingers to begin with, then we'll dip it in some of the sauce and let you know how it tastes with the sauce. We'll get this one here. This looks like it's good for dipping. We're going to take a few bites of it, let you know what it tastes like in and of itself, and then we'll try it with the sauce. So, the chicken fingers from Steak and Shake going in. I know these are meant to go, with the sauces, but I always like to assess the product first and foremost, how it tastes without any sauce, and then I try it with the sauce to tell you how that changes things, how it makes it better or worse. Because when you get a product, it's not mandatory that you need to get it with the sauce. So I review it always and say what it tastes like without the sauce, and then with the sauce. And this is actually pretty good. I'll blatantly say it outright. Without the sauce even, I think these are actually pretty good. When you bite in, they really do have a real crispy, crunchy, fried outer shell. And that may give the impression that the inside is just bone dry, it's just going to be dry, it's just going to be crunchy and tough. But that's actually not the case. And there's a very nice contradiction that when you bite in, you get that crispiness, that fatty breading on the outside, which actually does have a little bit of a black pepper seasoning on the outside as well, which gives a nice little added boost of flavor as well. But when you really do bite in, the inside of this, you can see, does have some juicy white meat chicken on the inside. And despite, as I said, despite the crunchy exterior, the interior is still soft, tender, and juicy as well. And, very flavorful for what it is. So even without the sauce, these are pretty good, I'll admit. These are pretty good. And I do like, as I said, they're not really that salty. That's one thing that a lot of these chicken tenders are. They're really salty. This instead, as I said, utilizes more of like a peppery type seasoning, specifically like a black pepper seasoning, which gives a more unique flavor to it, which still does work with the chicken as well. So we're going to swap this for a new chicken tender here. Chicken finger, my bad. And we'll crack away at some of the sauces. So we got the buffalo sauce. Hot buffalo. Yeah, there you go, you're good. Dip it in a few times. Gotcha. And we'll see what we got. So now we'll see how this changes things. Hot buffalo. will wipe my fingers down. The napkins here. You know, the hot buffalo sauce that they actually offer is pretty good as well. And it was surprising to me because a lot of these fast food places that don't sell wings but do offer buffalo sauce just for the heck of it, really it makes it's extremely runny for whatever reason. It's like they dumped a gallon of water in there and it's just this real cheap runny sauce that maybe has a mild spiciness but nothing more. This is really comparable to a pretty good wing sauce, I'd say. It's a thicker, real creamy sauce, I'll admit, but it really does also have a very noticeable spiciness as well. Not to the extent that I need any water for it, but it is close. It is a noticeable spiciness. I'd say this is probably on the upper edges of mild in terms of spiciness, but it's noticeable. It's not just how most fast food places hot sauce is, which is runny, you know, and you can barely taste it. It's borderline just disgusting. This, on the other hand, as I said, has a nice creamy texture to it. It actually stays in place when you dip the chicken on it, so you don't see it dripping and sliding off like crazy. If you handle it right, and there's a little bit on the cap, and that's no one's fault, got on my fingers, but should you just be dipping the chicken in this sauce, it won't cause too many problems at all, and I think it adds a nice spicy, you know, kick to it, and also I do like the creaminess of the sauce as well. And finally, first and foremost, let's wash our palate. We got the Thirst Buster back in business. Busting that thirst. And now we'll just quickly try out the barbecue sauce. And then we'll wrap it up. As good as that hot sauce was, I'd say the sauce that complements these chicken fingers the best is actually the barbecue sauce. Not only does the flavor of the barbecue sauce really combine and mix up the flavor of the chicken, the breading, and all else very well, it also combines its own little sweetness as well, which again adds, I mean, these sauces give two very unique and different flavors, both of them positive. If you want more of a spiciness, go for the buffalo sauce. You want more of like a barbecue-y sweetness that really works with the chicken, go with the barbecue sauce, of course. Personally, I recommend going with both. You can request both sauces. They'll give them to you completely free of charge. So, I mean, what do you have to lose, really? If you just want to try out these sauces, you want to see for yourself which one works best, you can pay $3.70 for these 3 pieces of chicken. You can get 2 sauces, probably even 3 if you want, completely free of charge. So you have nothing to lose here. Personally, I think the barbecue sauce is the better of the two, just the way it reacts with the chicken, but that buffalo sauce is very good, and I think it's better than most buffalo sauces that fast food places usually provide. That being said, out of 10, what am I going to be rating the chicken fingers and sauces from Steak and Shake? Out of 10, I'm going to have to give these an 8.5 flat out of 10. An 8.5, definitely above average. The quality of the chicken itself is very good. It tastes good, and the sauces that complement it are both good as well. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all I got for you. I'm your host, Report of the Week. Thank you, and take care.